back, everyone. Joining us again are Bobby Hopkins and Kevin Worth. We were just talking about bees, and there's so much information about them that I think a lot of us don't know and are curious to learn about. We were talking about how the kind of the process that you go through when you're trying to relocate a hive, and you also in that process you have to find the queen bee, which is very interesting. The queen. You said Bobby here is an expert.
He is that.
How do you find her?
Most of the time, once you find her the first time, you can spot her pretty easily the second or third. So, just anything else is routine.
He has a knack for it.
Yeah.
All right, and she looks different than the other bees you said.
She doesn't look too much different. She's just a little bit longer, about twice the size of an average worker bee. Smaller eyes than the drones. Oh wow. And then, yeah, a little shinier.
And she's guarded, you were telling me, by several other bees that want to keep her safe.
You'll see that large bee amongst the thousands of bees, but she'll always have a circle of worker bees that are escorting her around.
And feeding her and making sure she's okay.
Wow.
They take care.
She's literally royalty to them. That's awesome.
They feed her, they take care of her, they clean her, they do all that for her.
So. Oh my goodness.
Well, the queen has one job. Make babies. And she goes out and mates one time in her entire life. She'll live for 4 years or so. She'll mate one time. And then for the rest of her days, she will put out upwards of 1,500 babies a day.
Wow.
Every day, all those years. And so around her is her royal court that protects her, feeds her, takes care of all of her needs, because a strong queen will turn into a very strong hive or a strong colony.
And how long do bees live for? What's their lifespan?
Worker bees go for approximately 2 months and they die off. So the queen is important because she's constantly having to have a resupply of new babies. But when a baby bee is born, they come out at adult size. They're not fully strong at that point, but they have the adult level body, and they go through a slow process of maturing, gaining strength, and they have different jobs within the hive up until the very end of their life when they become guard bees on the outside. And that's what a lot of people see when they have a hive at their house. And they'll see bees hanging out on the wall. What they're seeing is the older bees. And we get the call, we'll go out and we'll evaluate, figure out the best way to get them, and we remove them all, and relocate them to a more appropriate bee box that can be put out in the local ranches here, so that that new colony can thrive and do what it does best.
All right. Now, you did bring some stuff here with you on the show today.
Yes.
This is some honey. Tell me a little bit more about it.
This particular honey here we just harvested this last week. This was an Africanized colony that we ran into here in the Quail Valley region. And
those African bees are more dangerous than other kinds of bees that you might see.
Well, it's not as much that they're more dangerous, they're just more aggressive in defending their honey. They look identical to Italian bees. They're just very aggressive when it comes to the honey that they've made. So they have a tendency to attack you in vast numbers.
Oh, wow.
But they make the same style of honey, which is absolutely fantastic. And the beauty about local raw honey is that, you know, everyone in Texas has allergies. Well, the same pollen that gives you an allergy is the same pollen that they use to make this honey. And so by eating localized honey, it gives us humans the ability to kind of get over those allergies. And, you know, you eat over that, you eat that for a year or so, a spoonful a day. Next thing you know, the allergies are not so bad.
Definitely.
It's kind of like a natural remedy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Now, once again, Bee Solutions, they relocate hives. They do swarm removals. If you have any kind of bee problem, they are there to give you the solution. You can call them at that number on your screen, 325-245-6914. Thank you guys so much for joining us today and educating us on such an interesting topic. I appreciate you coming onto the show.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We just want to help save all the bees.
Definitely. I'll be right back after this break.